Ever feel like 3 sets of 10 are leading you to the fitness carousel?
What's up, everybody? This is Coach OT here, and we are talking about volume and strength. More importantly, why doing 3 sets of 10 is a waste of time. Not really a waste of time, but you're spinning your wheels, and how that is not going to really get you to your client's goal of increasing their strength the way you think it is, okay? So who am I? I'm Coach OT, and what I do is I help clinicians become better coaches through different strategies and different methodologies I have, okay? So what I want you to do is like and subscribe to the channel, like it, follow us on social media, get some tips, get some strategies, we can hang out, we can chill, okay? So right now we're gonna talk about the infamous 3 sets of 10, okay? So let me ask you something. Do you find yourself monotonously picking the same exercise and doing the same rep range, or you pick this 3 sets of 10 because someone in the fitness or exercise world let you know that that is the ideal place, but you find yourself doing the same thing for the last 6 months, 8 months, years? You give everyone the same kind of rep range, and you probably notice that everyone doesn't respond the same way. All right, some people do great on it. Okay, don't get me wrong, some people do great on it. But you, on the other hand, you have people that just get bored, get very stale very quickly, all right? And you just keep giving them that. And you probably add more weight to it, realizing that adding more weight to it is not the best way to go, okay? Don't worry. I'm here to help clarify that. I'm here to make sure at the end of this you understand when to use 3 sets of 10, how to use 3 sets of 10, and what are some alternatives from the infamous 3 sets of 10, okay? Now let's get to it. Now, I want to make this clear. I am not against 3 sets of 10. I'm not like the anti 3 sets of 10. I just understand where it belongs, and based on different goals, what I can do, what are some alternatives besides 3 sets of 10. Okay, so where does this thing come from? This 3 sets of 10 come from a study, well, from studies back then indicating that anywhere between 20 and 30 repetitions is the ideal way of increasing more so hypertrophy, the muscle size, and not necessarily strength, but hypertrophy. Why I believe clinicians in rehab have adopted this, because yes, you do want to increase the muscle belly, but on the other end, it's relatively safe. It's enough volume to increase the muscle strength in the muscle belly, but it's also low enough, the risk is low enough so you cannot hurt yourself. And most people are intimidated by heavier and more intense weights because they do not have training experience in them. And this is like the easiest way to invite them. If you could do 10 reps of it, I doubt very seriously you'll get injured from it if you are mindful about the technique. Okay, so what we're going to do, I want you to understand that it's not necessarily the amount of sets and reps. It's not like, oh, you have to do 3 sets of 10 to get to 30. If 30 is your magic number for whatever reason, if that is your number, there are many different ways to get to 30. Okay, a simple example is 6 sets of 5. Okay, that's 30 reps. Yes, in total that is 30 reps. However, how you got to that 30 reps are completely different than 3 sets of 10. Any lifter can test that. 6 sets of 5 is totally different than 3 sets of 10. It feels different. You are training something different. It attacks your soul and body completely different. Okay, so what I want you to do, I want to introduce to you, is giving you somewhat of the formula of how you can get to the magic rep number, the amount of reps you want, but still do it in different ways. Okay, so we're going to go with this. If you are looking for absolute strength, okay, you just want to be strong, you want to be able to produce maximum force into whatever object you're trying to move, okay, you want to be able to produce maximum force in whatever object you're trying to do, then in theory 1 rep max is it, but we're talking about practical. I would say anywhere between 4 and 6 reps. I think 6 reps is really, really good, particularly in the rehab, okay? In the rehab setting, 6 reps is a nice sweet spot where it's enough volume that you have to work, you have to recruit muscle fibers. It's not just neurological input. You have to actually recruit fibers, but it's enough intensity where you have to try it and you have all the motor units recruiting at one time. All I just said in a nice fancy way is it's low enough, the rep is low enough where you have to try hard, but the rep range is high enough so where it's safe enough to do. Okay? So that's that sweet spot of 6. So 6 reps is really, really good, in my opinion, particularly in rehab, for trying to increase strength. Okay? Absolute strength. If you want like the strength endurance, that's where you want them to be strong at something at a decent amount of time. That's when the high reps come in. That's when the 12 reps come in. That's even where the 15 reps come in. You can do it through that, or that strength endurance kind of thing. That hypertrophy, where you just want the muscle belly to get bigger. You're not necessarily caring about strength. You just want the muscle belly to get bigger. This is for your ACL repairs. This is for your post-surgical things where you just, and the muscle has atrophy, even out of the cast, either atrophy, you just want the muscle belly to get bigger. Anywhere between 8 and 12 reps are the sweet spot for muscle hypertrophy. Okay, it's enough volume in it where you get that swellingness of the muscle, but it's also to the point where you can put enough intensity on it where you can actually start recruiting more muscle fibers. Okay, so just recap. If you're trying to do absolute strength within the rehab room, we're not talking about the sports realm, because you got triples, you got doubles, you got actually 1 rep max. We talk about just in the rehab clinicianal state here. If you're trying to do absolute strength, probably 4 to 6, but I will lean more to 6 to make the person comfortable. Any 4 reps, if they're not used to lifting heavy or dealing with exercises, and you're not used to coaching exercises, I will probably lean away from the 4 and lean more closer to the 6. Okay, that's a nice sweet spot. If you're trying to do for them to have more endurance, strength endurance, you'll probably go with a higher rep range, the 12s, the 15s. May I even say dangerously 20? Okay, I say dangerously because my goodness, the burn is crazy, but it won't be that dangerous. Okay, you'll get anything after 20, you're getting into different things. Okay, the hypertrophy stage. Post-surgical, out of a cast, any kind of like thing like that where the muscle has atrophy, 8 to 12 reps are the sweet spot. Okay, 8 to 12 reps, anywhere in between there. Now, the amount of sets does depend on what rep range you're getting, because understand this: the more sets that you put in, the more time you have to take into fatigue. Okay, fatigue is a big thing. That's also another reason why 3 sets of 10 does not work well, because you're going to run into the wall of fatigue. Okay, you will run into that, and yeah, so you will run into that. So it depends on your set. So if you're going for the 4 to 6 set, the 4 to 6 reps, I would say anywhere, if you're trying to get that magical 30, I would say maybe 5. All right, so 5 by 5, so really good. Or you can do 5 sets of 6 or something like that. But just make sure that they can understand. Make sure that you give them enough time between reps, between sets, because it's going to be taxing. Okay, it's going to be taxing. That 12 to 15 reps, you can do less rep time. I mean, less rest time. Okay, you can kind of get them to bang that out. Just make sure you pay attention to the form, because it will break down. The muscle will get tight and they will break down. Now, that hypertrophy pocket, that 8 to 12, that is where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. Hence why the 3 sets of 10 is so famous, but you don't have to live there. I would say if you're going for a lower body, I'm breaking it down a bit more. If you're going for a lower body, I would do more repetitions. So if you're in that 8 to 12 rep for hypertrophy, the legs, I will aim for 12, because you have slow twitch fibers and fast twitch fibers there. If you're on the upper body, I would aim more for 8, because you have more fast twitch fibers, right? So that's the rep range what I would do for upper. For the amount of sets, you'll probably be okay with 4. Okay, so if you do 4 sets of 8, what's that, 32? I mean, you'll make it there. So that's different than 3 sets of 8. It feels different. If you're doing more the high rep range, maybe you only do 2 sets. You're doing more the low rep range, you need a little bit more volume to get the hypertrophy and the strength adaptation that you're looking for. But this is just little examples of how to do it. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to leave a downloadable PDF, so give you an example of different exercises and how I break it down. Which one do I categorize what based on what I'm trying to get to, okay? I just want you to download it, read it, share it out, okay? So like and subscribe, share this video, rewind it, listen to what I say, read the PDF, and learn how to get people stronger outside of 3 sets of 10. All right, this is Coach OT.